Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to downtown Syracuse. We are fresh off last night's Christmas tree lighting just a few blocks over. My name is Anthony Marrone, coming to you live today on Small Business Saturday, November 30th, here on Facebook and on YouTube Live. I hope everyone had a wonderful Thanksgiving and Black Friday yesterday. We are happy to be here again for our 6th annual Black Friday Small Business Saturday sale. Like I said, I'm coming to you live from our headquarters in downtown Syracuse here on Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon now. Getting ready for the SU game later this afternoon up at the Dome in a few hours. But I just wanted to take some time this afternoon and talk with you about what our Black Friday sale is, kind of how it came about, and how it maybe can benefit you or someone you know. So 6 years ago, it was 2019, and before the pandemic hit, I had an idea that a problem of how could we reach more people? How could we get in front of more families doing what we do best, which is fundamental estate planning to protect your house, your kids, your medical decision making, and financial decision making as you get older. How could we do that for more people? And so even before the pandemic hit, we started our Black Friday extravaganza, and on that first day in 2019, I was right here, and I hosted Zoom sessions before Zoom was a thing we'd come to know and love, and some of us come to know and hate, and it was great. We had a great time, and then the pandemic hit, and obviously people were concerned about protecting their future and securing their future for their families, so it kind of just took off from there, 2020, and now here we are 6 years later. Still going strong with our Black Friday sale. We've been doing it every Black Friday for the past 6 years. There have been some different versions. Last year we kind of held off and did it on Cyber Monday only. This year we're going strong. Started yesterday, kicked off strong with Black Friday yesterday, and now we're right into Small Business Saturday. So let's talk about what is included in this sale. So fundamentally, what we're doing is providing you with estate planning at a 50% discount. So we only have a sale one time per year. We never do this for any other reason. One time per year we host this sale, and it's the only way to get the 50% off of our estate planning services. So what you can expect to receive in the sale, what's included. So whether you're an individual or married couple or partner in a partnership, you're each going to receive a last will and testament. And that's a pretty common document that a lot of adults hear about, know about. I'll talk about it a little bit. Essentially, a last will and testament is going to do two main things. One is it's going to designate where your assets go when you pass away. So who receives everything that you own. And a lot of people think that if they're not super wealthy, they don't need estate planning, but really this touches everybody. Whether you own a home, a car, a bank account, the last will and testament will direct where those assets should go when you pass away. And then the second thing that a will does is it declares someone to be in charge of that for you, which we call an executor. Especially important in this topic, not just the executor, but if you have young kids like me, the last will and testament is the only place that you could say who would receive custody, which we call guardianship, of those minor kids if both the biological parents pass away. So for people with young kids like me, a lot of my friends, this is the only place that we have that control. It's not something that any of us like to think about or worry about, but we like to plan for it. I always tell people, do it once, and then you've done what you're supposed to do to protect your kids, at least until they turn 18. So everybody gets a will. Whether you're an individual or a couple, you'd also each get a power of attorney. I always say that this could be the most important document that you sign. The power of attorney gives someone power or authority to make financial decisions for you in the event that you're unable to make them for yourself. So if there comes a time in your life where for whatever reason you're not able to speak for yourself or handle business for yourself, the power of attorney would kick in, and that person or people that you select would be in charge of managing your affairs. So it could be a really important document. If you don't have this, it becomes incredibly more complicated to get someone kind of seated in that position, even as a spouse. A lot of times we have to go to court and get someone appointed if we don't have the power of attorney document. So it's a hugely important thing, can be the most important thing, and we include that in our Black Friday package. Also, and maybe you see this if you've been in for surgery or you go to your doctor's office, now they ask about this a lot, healthcare proxy. So that's a legal form where you designate someone to make medical decisions for you if you're unable to speak for yourself. So where the power of attorney handled financial decision making, the healthcare proxy handles medical decision making. Hugely important, like I said, especially if you go in for surgery and you want a specific person to be named to make those decisions for you, the healthcare proxy is where we would accomplish that. A big part of our Black Friday sale and our kind of pledge to folks is that you're not just filling out and doing these forms online like you would through a LegalZoom or Trust and Will or any of those online providers. You are going to meet with and speak with an estate planning attorney from my firm. Could be me, could be one of my colleagues, but you're guaranteed to have hand-in-hand work with an estate planning attorney throughout the process, including coming to our office for the signing. Now, we can do some remote signings, but primarily we like to handle those in our office because it takes a number of witnesses and notaries to get the signing done successfully and correctly. So for sure, guaranteed consultation with an estate planning attorney. We don't skip over that. We want to make sure that we customize the plan to fit your needs and fit your goals. If you have any questions along the way, feel free to type them in chat or just say hello to me in the chat. Let me know you're out there watching. We're going to batch all the questions and I'll take all the questions at the end. It can be a question about the sale, a question about some of these estate planning topics that we're touching on. Can be whether you think I think Syracuse will win today in the football game. Drop your comments in the chat and we will bring those in at the end. So you're getting the will, you're getting the power of attorney, you're getting the healthcare proxy, consultation with an estate planning attorney, you're signing it with an estate planning attorney. What else is included? So this is where we get into kind of the fun part, the part where we like to be a little bit different and try to kind of set ourselves apart from what other folks are doing. This year we're offering the Marrone Law Firm Treat Tote, we're calling it. And if you go to the website, which we'll have streaming at the bottom of the page here in a minute, or I'll put it in the comments. If you go to the website and check, you'll see that our theme this year is we don't just do cookie cutter planning, it's customized. We thought that the cookie theme would be kind of a fun holiday season type theme. We have, there we go. So it is in, you'll see, themarronelawfirm.com/Black Friday. So very simple, themarronelawfirm.com/Black Friday. You'll see that we've got this cookie theme. Okay, so the Marrone Law Firm Treat Tote. I just so happen to have the very tote right here. So you'll get our very useful, especially now that there's no plastic bags in New York, our very useful Marrone Law Firm reusable grocery bag. And let's see what we've got in the tote this year. You're going to get, see they're still in the wrap, they're that new. Marrone Law Firm, nice little water bottle that you can clip to your backpack for hiking. Probably one of the favorite things that people ask about year after year. We've done these a few times. The Marrone Law Firm campfire mug, so it's that nice kind of ceramic campfire look about it. I use this pretty much every morning for coffee, tea, hot cocoa. You get the campfire mug. You're going to get, the other thing people ask about and always kind of want is the hat. So you're going to get a Marrone Law Firm hat. Winter hat, very cozy. Oh, you see, you may get a green mug or you could get the blue mug. I fancy the blue. We also have a red and white one kicking around somewhere. Oh, we use these a lot. The Marrone Law Firm stress ball. What else? Ooh, Better Phone Marrone notepad. So if you're in central New York and you drive up West Genesee Street towards Camillus, you'll see our Better Phone Marrone billboard. It's been up for a month or two now. Probably going to stay in that location. We like the Better Phone Marrone. It's kind of a nice little pun. We have Marrone Law Firm to-do lists. So you get a nice couple to-do list pads. What else? Oh, this is fun. We did this. We had like a golf tournament that we sponsored. So we have Better Phone Marrone golf tees. Oh, this is a good one. This is a newer offering. These are new this year. Marrone Law Firm, kind of a clear plastic, reusable, eco-friendly, eco-conscious made from recycled plastics in bamboo. Marrone Law Firm water bottle. What else is there? Chapstick. Pen. Better Phone Marrone pen. And this year, we don't have them in yet, but we had lawyer-themed cookie cutters made. So we'll have Marrone Law Firm lawyer-themed cookie cutters also available as part of the treat tote. Again, the campfire mug, kind of like everybody's favorite piece of this. A lot of people. Okay, so that is what is included in the treat tote. That's thrown in free of charge when you come in to do either your consultation meeting or your signing. You'll pick up the treat tote at that time. And we're going to have the link streaming on the bottom of the screen here. Again, it's the MarroneLawFirm.com/Black Friday. We're here on Small Business Saturday, taking any and all questions that you may have about either the sale, life in general, Syracuse sports. Okay, so here's a question we got. Do my partner and I do one last will and testament, or do we get two? So this is a good question, kind of going back to what's included with the sale. So the last will and testament, each individual person gets their own will, and you do not have to buy two of the sale. So if you're in a couple, that is included. So we include a last will and testament for the husband and wife or two partners. We include that with the sale. So there's no need to buy two packages, but you will need two separate wills, one for each of you. And then the same thing is true on that question. The same thing is true for power of attorney and healthcare proxy. So realistically, this package, if you're married or you're in a committed relationship, this package will include 6 legal documents for the two people. You'd each get a will, a healthcare proxy, power of attorney. So I hope that answers that question. We've got a question about trusts. Does this include a trust for my kids? Good question. Within the will, so within the last will and testament, we include a trust for what I call minor kids. So in the event that like both parents pass away, we leave your minor children's share in trust for them. Typically, for me, I set it to age 25 so that when they turn 25, they'll get their money out of it. You can change that age, but for me, that's kind of my baseline planning age. The money can be used to pay for things like education, transportation, living expenses for the kids, but they don't get that big chunk or whatever the big amount is until they turn 25. So yes, that type of trust is included in the plan. Some types of trust that would not be included or would be extra, we have an offer when you go to check out. You can add one of these trusts to your plan, more than half off, discount on that as well. We've had more than a few people take advantage of that so far. If you wanted an irrevocable trust, so say you're in your 60s or 70s and you're worried about planning for long-term care, like if you need nursing home or assisted living or some kind of caregiving as you get older, we commonly will use an irrevocable trust for people in that age range to take ownership of things like their house, some assets that we talk about. That's an irrevocable trust. You'd want to add that to the plan. We can add that when you go to check out. Some people want to do a revocable trust. So that was irrevocable. Some people want to do a revocable trust, revocable trust. And that can also be added at the checkout. That's separate. And there's different reasons you would do that to avoid probate. And we could talk about that if you're unsure. But those types of trusts are not included in this kind of standard Black Friday sale, but definitely if you have minor kids, we're including everything. So planning for the kids' inheritance, making sure it's held for them until they turn 25 or whatever age you pick, and then also planning for guardianship for those minor kids if something happens to you and your partner. So that's a good question. Where are we? Let's see. Again, the link is the MarroneLawFirm.com/Black Friday. If you're watching this on replay, you can always drop a comment, and we will go back and check and respond and message individually with answers to your questions. You can also message me directly on social media. I'm pretty easy to find. Or you can message the Marrone Law Firm Facebook page or Instagram page, and we will respond there as well. We don't have it fully up yet, but we're going to have a very cool Cyber Monday giveaway that's going to include one of these packages, and it's going to include gift certificates to some of our favorite small businesses here in Central New York. We've already got Pavone's Pizza on Bridge Street signed up. We've got Brian's Landing in Jamesville, one of my favorite restaurants. We've got Michael Scrow Executive Leadership Coaching on board, and we're adding others. So we're going to have over $1,000 in prizes. That's going to be Cyber Monday. So make sure you tune in for that on Monday at our Instagram page. Oh, so here you'll see we have a kind of a screen capture of what the page looks like when you go to it, themarronelawfirm.com/Black Friday. Again, this is where you can get the offer now. It's only going to be up through this weekend, so we're going to keep the link live through Sunday night, but I don't expect that it'll be up after that. So this is kind of going to be last opportunity today, Small Business Saturday. We'll have it run again tomorrow, and then that will be it. We'll also have, kind of sad, we haven't raised prices in a while, but for 2025, the price of this package is going to get a slight increase. We haven't raised it in a few years, just because the cost of putting it together and the work that goes into putting it together has increased. So technically, we say it's 50% off now. It's 50% off current pricing. Come next year, it's going to be, what if you waited until January to do this, the pricing today is actually more than 60% off. So it's a really good deal. We try to get the pricing to be, to make as much sense as it can for us for the time that goes into the plan, because what we have to do is obviously have the consultation with you, draft each document to your specifications, work with you to make sure that all the spelling of people's names is correct and we've got everybody in the right place. Our assistants kind of help through that process, and then come in and have what's typically between a half hour to an hour and a half meeting to review everything in detail, sign it, make sure it's to your specifications. And then sometimes there's work that needs to be done even after it's signed on our end. So we try to get the pricing as low as we reasonably can, where it still makes sense for us as a small business to offer this, but also be something that people could see as a real deal, if you shop around on the open market. So that's where we're at, themarronelawfirm.com/Black Friday. I've answered all the questions that were asked, so I don't know that we need anything else. I want to take this opportunity to thank everyone who's participated. We've been doing this for 6 years. We've serviced hundreds of families and met hundreds of people doing this sale. It really gives me a lot of joy and pride to be asked by people to be part of this really intimate personal journey that a lot of people go on when we do these documents. Clients are telling me some of the secrets of the family or problems of the family, and we're trying to kind of solve some of those situations for them. So it's my life's work to do this, and I know I speak for everybody here at the Marrone Law Firm that we love being part of your family, and we'd like to welcome you into our little family. So message us with any questions. I hope everyone's having a great holiday weekend here. We're here on Small Business Saturday. Make sure you get out and support the small businesses that you love. I'm going to pop over, I think, to Glazed and Confused and get some donuts for the house. They're also going to be in our Cyber Monday giveaway. And we'll have more to come on that. So make sure you tune in throughout the weekend. Tune back in Cyber Monday. We're going to have a big Central New York small business giveaway fiasco. Thanks, everybody. Happy Saturday. Go Orange.